Hello. Welcome back to the show. I am just waiting on Paula. She's coming. She's on her way. Hope you're all well. Guys, also I wanted to this sound's gone. No, can you hear me? I wanted to ask you as well, could you hit the hype button on the YouTube? I think that helps push the live stream. I don't know if it does or not, but I know it's a new feature-ish, and I think it does help. So if you don't mind, that would be grand. Hello, everybody in the side chat. Hi, Kaza. Thanks for coming back. It's good to see you again. Demon Dictator, lovely to see you. Hello. Maria. How are you? Okay. Yeah, so we've got a lot to talk about today. Very interesting. There's so much stuff going on all the time now. It's something every day. Hello, Styles. So, Star Child Jess, hello. So what happened the other day? The internet went wild. It didn't work. So I'm just hoping there's no problems today. In the comments, just let me know what you think about what's going on with Thomas Senior, Markle Senior, because I'm hearing loads of different stories, and I'm not exactly sure what to believe when it comes to the Meghan situation. Do you think that she sent a letter? Do you think that she sent an email? Do you think that she's even had access to speak to him or been blocked by Junior Markle? Is there kind of another situation going on? I've heard about 6 different stories, and today I'm going to be asking Paula about her kind of knowledge on this, because she has said in a video that the embassy are now dealing with it and giving Meghan the information that she needs. And that's because she obviously has people within the embassy when she used to be a diplomat. So that's interesting. No guess, no. What's he saying there? Sad, really. I feel like everyone's taking advantage of him. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. It's like, as soon they want their pound of flesh. The media at the minute want their pound of flesh when it comes to this situation, because they know that they're estranged, and I think that it bewilders everybody why they're estranged. I know we know about the past or what have you, but it's a forgivable thing, I think, personally, especially when he's on death's door. But I am quite shocked that she hasn't flown to the Philippines. But yes, let's add Paula to the mix anyway. Hello, my darling. So much better not to have my big face there staring at me. Hello, how are you?
I love your face. What's up?
Well, I just thought I'd bring you on because obviously I've been watching your videos and we just want to catch up with your information with regards to the embassy. And, yes, it's really interesting. When I watched your video, I was like, wow, so she's really not, she's going through a third person, or in this case, an organization to get to her dad. Can you run me through it and talk me through it so I can kind of get my head around what she's doing?
Well, I knew she was going to pull this because she needed to get around Junior. Because, we have Junior on the record saying she's not getting anywhere near, that he has the one with the control. We know that Meghan Markle likes control. She needs to control everything. Now, there's no way that Rachel Meghan Markle is going to share 1 penny with her father or anybody else, not even Harry. Okay? She will make money off of people, but never make money for people or give money from her own or whatever. So she had to do it. I mean, we know, and I don't understand why people are still expecting her to go. If she hasn't gone by now, she's not going to go unless there's camera crews. And of course, this is going to be filmed, and there's a way for her to milk the situation financially to her advantage, and for her to coming across as on top and the victim. Because one of the things that people don't understand is how perverted this woman is, because the reason allegedly she told Harry really nasty things about her father, which is the reason why Harry did not go meet him. Right?
Yeah.
So why would Harry want to meet somebody that allegedly was abusive towards his wife? Of course he won't.
Yeah.
Right? So Meghan Markle already has buried Mr. Markle. She said on Oprah that she no longer has a father.
Yes.
I mean, how much clearer? And then she said it again in that Harry and Meghan, whatever you want to call it. And she's repeated it not only in words, but with her actions. Are you telling me that she couldn't get on a plane and go to the Philippines, put herself go talk to the chief of staff of the hospital, say, I'm his daughter, and I want to see my father. He's asked to see me. Mr. Markle is on record saying that, right? So she could have done that, but she's not going to do that. She's not going to do that because that in her mind is beneath her, is denigrating her, is because in her mind, she has to tell the world that there's a very serious reason why she's not going there, because her father is terrible. You know, because there's no way that Meghan Markle is in her mind, is not going to come on top. And I was doing a live today with somebody in Spanish, and I said to her, because she's saying, but this is terrible PR. And I'm like, not really, because she's going to have an explanation when Mr. Markle dies. I hope I am wrong, but I think that this might be Mr. Markle's last Christmas. Because, they're already chopping body parts from his body. All this stress is not good. But Meghan Markle doesn't care. I've always said she's psychotic. If you look at my videos, even in my earlier videos, I said she never had any intention of having Mr. Markle at her wedding.
No, she didn't have any intention. But the thing with this is that if she doesn't see him and she's completely cold, it isn't good for her. If she wants to
wait a minute. That depends on what narrative she gives afterwards.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
We don't know what narrative she's going to give. Because don't forget, Meghan is making excuses. It's always somebody's fault. She already blamed the reporter, even though the reporter said, and I think she's going to get sued for that, because she said that they have been unethical. She has to prove that statement.
Yeah.
That is serious. This is not that, and I believe she was unethical. She said she's breaching unethical. It's not the same thing like Ron says. I think you're a wanker, or it's different. That's an opinion. Then you wank. That's a statement. I love that from Ron.
Oh my God! Brilliant.
So for her to say, I believe that this breaches ethical journalism or whatever, that would have been different. But there's a couple of words missing there. She said that as a statement, not as an opinion. And that's a serious accusation. So I hope that she gets sued. Okay. Number one, why did she do it? Because she needed to bypass Junior, and she needed to tell the world in a grand way. I have to, because from what I was told, she is already preparing to do an interview, a tell-all interview about her ordeal with her, about trying to assist her father. But it's the evil Daily Mail and evil Thomas, because she has been downloading all of Junior's lives, from what I was told, especially the last one that was taken down by YouTube, where he threatens her and he's asking for $20 million from Netflix and stuff like that,
Yes. So I can see he's a big barrier there for her to access him, I think.
Not really. No, because Mr. Markle is on record saying, I want to see you. It's very public. So the thing with the embassies,
sorry, just quickly, you don't think Thomas Jr. is stopping her from seeing him in any way?
Oh, absolutely not. If she really wanted to see him, she would. I mean,
Okay.
there is absolutely no question. If she wanted to see him, she could have flown to the Philippines quietly. For a woman who's bitching about Carolyn saying that they're posting everything on the paper, she surely is putting every step of the way also on the paper. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The letters, what letter? You know? But anyways, what she did, this is one of the mandates, one of the many mandates people have for any embassy staff worldwide to look out for the welfare of their citizens abroad, whether they're on vacation or living. But in this case, Mr. Markle did not meet that criteria, because what the embassies are to do, let's say, Victoria, that you go to Spain.
Yeah.
Okay. And something happens to you and we haven't heard from you like in 3-4 days. And I don't, what I would do is I would reach to the embassy, to the British embassy, and say, hey, my friend Victoria, we can get a hold of her. We're really concerned. Can you please help us locate her and make sure that you do a welfare check that she's okay? That's what they do that for.
Yes.
Okay. But Mr. Thomas Markle, the embassy Meghan knew his whereabouts. There was no need to locate him. There was no need to establish contact because she has his contact details. Okay. 3, she has the means to fly to the Philippines and meet him there. 4, he was already under a very capable medical care. And 5, he was with family member whom he named his medical proxy. So the embassy had nothing to do there. That was an abuse. That was an abuse of government resources. I also just want to say something, because people seem to be confused. They think that diplomats are separate or private individuals. Diplomats, guys, are regular people who apply for the job. And if in case there's a job that they need at the embassy, and then if you fulfill the criteria, you can be accredited at an embassy as a diplomat, even though you're not a career diplomat, right? You can work in administration and all kinds of things. Embassies have all kinds of, they have, for example, the consular section. You have political.
Being a diplomat does grant you a lot of kind of extra freedoms and.
No, of course. When I worked in embassies and stuff like that, for example, there was a girl. I can't say which government I was working for, but I can tell you that there was a stupid position. It was for filing and sending communications and stuff like that. But because of the sensitivity of the documentation, you cannot employ local personnel, because they do have LEs, local employees.
Yeah.
Because of the sensitivity of the situation and blah, blah, blah. So they needed somebody for that position. But the country we were posted at was considered dangerous, right? So they were having difficulties filling that position. So what they did, we had to wait until this person, who was 30-some years old, she hadn't finished high school. She didn't even have a driver's license, which is 2 major things, right? You need to have a driver's license, at least for the country I was working for at the time. And also, of course, finish high school at the very least. So she had to do her high school thing. So we waited like for 5 months. And then when she came, this is a woman with very little education, no job experience, but there was a job vacant at the embassy, and she was accredited because she was working at the embassy for the embassy. So she got diplomatic credentials, but it doesn't mean she was a diplomat, but she was accredited.
Okay.
And she was considered a diplomat because she was working for the embassy. So with those jobs, everything, guys, and I said in my video, the government is like your unemployed teenage kid. They have no money. All those billions that they're giving to Ukraine, or all those shady things that they're doing rather than putting it in your country, that's your money. Harry still hasn't paid the 1.5 million pounds he owes to the government for the 2 security court cases that he lost. He hasn't paid it back.
Well, he's still there's still a new case coming up.
No. That's with the newspapers. The security cases are done and over with. What Charles did is basically he used the royal prerogative to tell the Home Secretary, screw what Ravik is saying, because Ravik is the body, the government body that determines what kind of security is good for Harry. But because the judges agreed with Ravik's decision, Charles instructed the Home Secretary to say, screw that, and order Ravik to do the review for a private citizen who's a public figure, like Hugh Grant, like Elton John. Can you imagine Ravik using public funds to see if Elton John needs security?
Okay, so I think the security is more so over the fact they want armed guards rather than just.
He doesn't need to, but he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
Yes,
he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
There isn't a threat to him at present. That is the thing. There is no. Normally,
Harry was caught on a door camera walking up and down the streets of Fulham without bodyguards. And he walked like almost 3 blocks up and down, ringing doorbells that anybody could have pulled. The thing is that in England, you don't have guns. This is why there's a lot of knife violence. Yes, but just to go back to the embassy. So Meghan Markle reached out to the embassy. The embassy should have declined her. And this is the thing. At this point, I'm not even blaming that skank, nor Harry, because they keep getting enabled. They are still being enabled. Because the embassy, the correct answer was, do you know where your father is? He's under medical care. And he's with family. Yes. Okay. Then do you have the means to come and get him? Does he want to leave? No. So the embassy acted as messenger boy to have Mr. Markle include them to get updates on his health benefits, on his health status. So Meghan Markle doesn't even have to reach out to him because she's getting all the information through the embassy.
Yes. So, I mean, does Thomas Jr. know that she's done this? Has he done any?
Of course he does. He did a live saying that he had to deal with the embassy. What he doesn't know is that the hospital was in cahoots with the embassy, because what the embassy did, and just from reading what's in the newspapers and what Carolyn described, that suddenly 2 people from the U.S. embassy showed up, which means, and this is what they do, the embassy phoned the hospital and said, we want to come. And the hospital said, okay, he's here, come and talk to them, which means that they went behind Thomas Markle Jr.'s back and allowed them in, which the hospital had no right to do. And Junior can actually sue the hospital. Because you see, Junior is his medical proxy. And at the time that when the embassy had shown up, the embassy can only request to see Mr. Markle. But you can deny that access. You can say, no, he's fine. He's under medical care. He's doing fine. So Thomas Markle Jr. could have denied that. The embassy didn't even need to be there. The embassy didn't need to get approval. Just because the embassy showed up asking for that, it doesn't mean that they had to get it. You know? So had Thomas Markle Jr. read a little bit, he would have known or understand how did the embassy got there. They got there because they talked to the hospital, and the hospital set it up behind his back, which is illegal. He can't sue the hospital.
Right. Okay. So even if she is a blood relation, if it's him that's under, you said he's the proxy, that's it. Nobody else can have access to that information.
Well, Mr. Markle can still change his mind and said, don't give any more updates. Because you see, he gave his power away. The only way they had to bring Meghan Markle to her knees was to say, don't give her information. If she wants info, have her come to the hospital.
So do you believe that she did write a letter or an email to him? Because that's all in the news at the moment, that she wrote a letter.
I don't know. I assume she wrote a letter. Because, and this is the thing, because I already saw GB News talking about it. Oh, Meghan Markle, it's a test that Meghan Markle is putting for him to see if he leaks the letter again. But what these imbeciles don't want to say is that the person who leaked the contents of the letter was Meghan Markle through her friends, through her 5 friends, and they leaked it to People magazine. And they leaked it in such a way that it framed Mr. Markle as an unfeeling, horrible father, and as though Meghan sent them that letter as an olive branch. Mr. Markle sat on that letter for months and months and months. Meghan Markle sent it, I believe, in August. And Mr. Markle sat on that letter until February the next year, or January, February the next year. It appeared on People magazine that Meghan Markle had written a letter to her father, and that it was an olive branch, and that Mr. Markle was this terrible person. So Mr. Markle took the bait and said, no, that's not what she said. It was not a nice letter. And he shared clips of that letter.
Just going back to the proxy, Debbie's saying proxy would only be enacted if Pops was unable to make decisions. It doesn't seem to be the case so far. So he's still speaking.
Oh,
He's
no.
still
What I mean by that,
coherent.
that is that Thomas, according to what Thomas Markle Jr. says, he has power of attorney. So Mr. Markle clearly, according to the doctors, has been in an intensive care unit. Clearly, he was under anesthesia. He's sedated or medicated for pain medication because, they amputated a leg and it's painful, even though they amputated it. He's an 81-year-old man so you know what I mean? So
I thought he was awake now and he was coherent, and because it is
fine. But what I'm saying is, like, the hospital colluded with the embassy to bring them two officers in there.
Yeah.
That is, Thomas Markle Jr. can sue the government, but then again, he gave consent. Because the time to refuse was when they came and said, hey, can we see that? He can sue the hospital, and he can sue because, wait a minute, you have no right to go behind my back and talk to the embassy, because Meghan Markle is the reason why also Meghan Markle did that is to infer that Mr. Markle is under some sort of chokehold by Junior's being abused by her father.
Yes. Well, I feel like because he is doing content on her, just playing devil's advocate here, and I'm not siding. Obviously, I'm not siding with Meghan, but playing devil's advocate, he is doing content on her. He's making money off the back of Meghan. So, does she maybe feel like he is a threat to her when it comes to he's a barrier in some respects? She's a bit cautious of contacting them directly because of what he is reporting on, and if she did turn up there, would it be a camera moment and a content moment? And that's the only thing I'm thinking.
Well, the thing is, though, that if she turns up there, because she's the daughter of Mr. Markle, and Mr. Markle is on record in worldwide publications saying, I want to see my daughter. Meghan Markle has every right to show up at the hospital and say, I want to see my father. My name is Meghan Markle. Identify herself. And he's asked to see me. Here I am. But I do not want to see Junior because he has issued threats against my life. I don't feel safe. So she would have done that.
What did he say about? Did he threaten her on a live?
Well, that she should jump in front of a bus, that she wasn't going to get anywhere near his father, that it was going to go through him, and but she could have done that. She could have jumped on the plane and gone to the hospital. You were going to say
she could have jumped in front of the bus.
No, she could have gone there and said, but the embassy acted in bad faith and acted badly. Why don't they go check on Meghan Markle's children who are completely isolated from the world?
Yes.
If I were Mr. Markle, I would revoke the permission for the embassy to get any updates on his health. Why did he allow such important critical information to be made public or to be made available to other people, third parties, especially when one of that third party, who's Meghan Markle, has shown that she uses that information against him? She has used everything against him. She has turned everything around. He's given her more ammunition to keep trashing him.
Yes. Well, the issue we've got as well is he's 81, Paula. I mean, men, we know men don't live as long as women usually, and especially now he's in this kind of health crisis. You'd think that the time is paramount at the minute to get there. Time is of the essence. There isn't really, a waiting game.
But if she hasn't gone there, she's not going to go now because he's already out of the woods. She's going to go when she can get a paper money for that meeting with her. This is a woman who got on a plane to Uvalde. The only reason why she didn't put it out is because Netflix refused to do so, but she has the footage. This is a woman who went to Paris, the capital where her husband's mother died, and thought of driving by the tunnel and through the tunnel that his mother died. She actually made a pit stop at the pillar where Princess Diana died. She's just sitting on that footage. We know that Mexi loves to sit on that footage.
She seems to be like a clout chaser in the respect she thinks she's a spiritual person.
No, she doesn't think so. I don't think she does that. No,
Well,
no, no, no.
she hold on a minute. She does because she thinks she contacts his dead mum, and she speaks through her. So
No, she's using that to keep that idiot of Harry thinking that, but she's not. This woman is a witch with a B.
but
You know.
she's conning him into thinking.
Oh, that's a different. That's a con. But I didn't say. I mean, like I can say that my mom.
We know she's not spiritual. I mean, we know that, but she believes she is, or she is manipulating.
Well, she says she's a great mother. She says she's a great daughter. She says that she loves family.
Yes, well, she doesn't love her own family by the looks of things.
Anybody. Meghan Markle doesn't love anybody. But the thing is, though, that if I were Mr. Markle, I would tell, or if I were Junior, I would say, you know what? We revoke the rights. And if I were them, I would have a serious chat with the people at the hospital and I would sue them because they went behind his back when they know that Thomas Markle Jr. is there with his father, that his father is under proper medical care, that his father has him there, and that there's no abuse going on. Because again, the embassy had no right to be there. Mr. Markle, they knew his whereabouts. They knew that he had received proper medical care. He knew that his son was there and that the rest of the family knew where he was. So basically what they did, they acted as Meghan's bitch messengers using government funds because everybody, the entire government is funded by your taxpayer dollars, guys.
If she had contacted the hospital directly, they would have given
her. She did contact the hospital directly. She did contact the hospital directly.
Okay, so why did she use the embassy then?
Because she wants to flex power. And the hospital said, I'm sorry, but we've been instructed by his medical proxy, I assume Thomas Markle Jr., not to give any information out. So Meghan Markle, also, this is a way for her, had to resort to getting people from the embassy because I couldn't get a hold of him.
Because I know the hospital would give out the information. That's for me, for example, me and my sister have called the hospital.
Oh yeah, she would have gotten information unless Thomas Markle Jr. said no.
So he's requested that his information on him is not.
Well, you haven't seen the lives that he's done, right? Where he says everything has to go through me. You have to go through me. I have control over him. So. Okay. Meghan,
so that might be why she's struggling with the contacting the hospital.
No. Oh God, no, Victoria. This woman could have gotten on a plane like 5 days. We're day 7 now. 5 days ago, she could have gotten on a plane.
But I mean, the plane thing is easy. She's got a friend now that she can fly her around everywhere. So I think are you and Mr. Markle cahooting with lives at the minute? Are you two?
Who?
You know, with Junior, are you speaking with Junior on lives at all? Because we've got a little thing here saying he was trying to reach out to you.
No, if Thomas Markle tried to reach out to me, he has my phone number, so he would have. I would have had a message from him. He hasn't reached out to him. When his father was taken to the hospital, I sent him a message and I said, if there's anything you need, please let me know.
Okay.
But I had something, what's so funny? Well, it was so funny because the things with embassy guys, because when I work, trust me, diplomats and embassies, they're worse than Hollywood in regards to gossip, and the gossip is much juicier. And but this thing that the U.S. Embassy, and another thing that really shocked me was that they named the staff employee in the papers. That is a huge breach of security, especially for the U.S. Embassy. That they name the embassy guy who was there. They shouldn't have done that. The name shouldn't have been in the papers. You know?
Yeah, and because that is kind of a breach of their safety as well, isn't
it? Especially that for example, the civil list or the diplomats list, because this is a list that's public. By the way, if you're in the United States, you, Victoria, for example, this is why I'm telling you, Harry's not an accredited diplomat, because before these lists used to be made public, you can actually get them. You can get them up till 2021, but then they made them private because of security threats and stuff like that. But you can still request it and they will send it to you. But then they would know record, but before they were on their website. You can still see the oldest one. And they will tell you each diplomat accredited from all the nations in Washington or you in the UK. They will tell you, even the janitors, everything, okay, that are accredited to the country working for each embassy. Okay, so because these are positions that are paid for by the government, by the taxpayers. You guys fund everybody in the government. You fund everybody, the police, all your social services, everything you
Yeah.
fund.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, a lot of money does get wasted, but this
oh
does
yeah,
seem to be
of course it does.
a bit of a waste of funds doing this
Yeah.
if they can find out directly themselves. Is it to try and create smoke, like, a smoke screen around this scenario so it doesn't make her look as bad for not flying out to the Philippines? Do you think it's kind of like a bit of a tactic for her, saying because she can't reach the hospital herself and get in direct contact?
She already put out a statement that she's not going to go there. The statement is out that she's now flying over to the Philippines. Yeah, no, she's not going to go.
What did she give a reason for that? I didn't see the statement.
She doesn't need to give a reason. She's Rachel Meghan Markle.
Wow. What about Samantha? Has she gone over there?
I don't know. I don't talk to her. I don't know. People say, "Oh, she's handicapped. She could fly if she wanted to." She's going to be sitting down in the plane. It's not like they're going to ask her to walk up and down the aisle.
So do you think then after, I mean, I think you might be right regarding the length of time that he has left, because it's a downward spiral normally. If it's 81 is an old, hello Siri.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, do you think then there is going to be some sort of revelation after this? Because there's going to be questions, and it's not going to be a shut book that she hasn't gone to see her dad, because there's a big question mark over that, and there always kind of will be if she doesn't go through with seeing him. Do you think there's going to be something coming out after, if he does, or when he does die? Do you think she'll?
Oh no, she's gonna try. She's trying to secure a deal right now for a family reunion. The problem is that this is the shocking part, that the people who she's trying to make the deal with, they don't care about her reunited with her father. They want to have the footage of Harry meeting Mr. Markle for the first time.
Okay.
Because you see, Harry never met his father-in-law, and Harry is the royal blood. This is why Meghan posted or had leaked that she would only go see her father if Harry came with her, which means Harry doesn't want to go with her. Why would she place that burden on Harry? So she has Harry to blame and say, well, my husband didn't want to come in this horrible moment of need because he's an asshole,
Well, this is a tricky one, isn't it? I always wonder why. Is there more to the story? Like, playing again devil's advocate, why would you not go and see him? There has to be more to it for me.
Because she's stubborn. She's stubborn. No, Meghan Markle is arrogant, stubborn. She has already buried him. I believe that she's angry that he's still causing her grievance, that he ruined her Christmas special, because now she blames her father for ruining her Christmas special, because she needs to have somebody to blame that her Christmas special is such a flop.
Did you know that King Charles just has got a photo of him walking Meghan down the aisle on the wedding day? Yeah, he's got it up in his house. He's got a nice picture of them.
I don't get me started on Charles, okay? Because you're going to get in trouble in your channel.
No, go on. Tell me. Go for it.
I think that Charles should be in jail. That's just my take.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get done for treason, guys.
Yeah. But no, but for example, now today I talked about Meghan Markle's and the pictures and everything on the yacht, right?
And, okay, yeah. Talk about the yacht photos. Let's talk about that.
Yes, they're finally out there, and it's driving me insane. I posted the pictures on my recent video, and it's like, I am shocked at the press, because now there's this scandal of Sophia. I did a video about 4 years ago about Mette-Marit of Norway and Sophia Helkvist. I did a video about 4 years ago, two or three videos about them, saying that they were Epstein girls. Everybody bit me back. No. And then we had Mette-Marit of Norway apologizing for her friendship with Epstein. And now Sophia who married the fourth in line to the throne of Sweden, she has been exposed as being one of Epstein girls since 2005.
Oh wow. Oh dear.
And she didn't show up for the Nobel dinner, Nobel Peace Prize dinner and stuff like that that's held in Stockholm, and it's just a nightmare, you know. And I believe that, and now Meghan is there too. The thing is that with these girls, like Sophia, she was a model. Mette Marit was another model in a party. Mette Marit was hardcore party girl, you know. She was kicked out of Australia. She was kicked out of India. She was engaged to this famous drug dealer in Norway, violent drug dealer, and her son now has been indicted for 32 counts of SA against women. He's going to jail, and not only that, he stole. He had his buddies come inside the house. This is like having somebody coming into Catherine's house and filming it and putting it on the internet. That is such a security breach. They stole the gas money. They get a credit card, right, for the gas. Yeah. That's paid for by the taxpayers. Everything is paid for by the taxpayers. So they stole him and his friends for a whole year. They were using. And gas is expensive in Norway. They were using it the entire year, and the government knew and did nothing about it until it got too out of hand. You know? So, and Meghan, and I've been talking about this because why isn't the press talking about this? Meghan Markle was requested to be a witness by Virginia Roberts or Virginia Giuffre. She said that she was a close associate of Jeffrey Epstein, of Prince Andrew, and that she was around to have seen what Andrew was up to. Yeah, and then you have all the pictures that have come out, and the press doesn't want to talk about it. Instead, they want to say that Harry's coming back to the UK. People think that this is something new. This was already decided a year ago, that Harry's coming back and that he's getting police-funded security. And the people in the United States who think that this is the UK's problem, this is a worldwide problem, because if they go by the rationale that Harry's the king's son, Harry's not going to be less of the king's son in the United States. And you can't say, well, if something happens to him on our soil, it's going to look terrible. So, and as I said in my video, just because Harry decides, this is just an example, if Harry decides to get in a car and drive in the opposite direction on a highway, people cannot expect policemen to join him and make sure that he doesn't crash, endangering the police. Why should people have to pay for his for his actions? He has made himself hated through his actions. Why should the UK people have to pay for it?
I think that if there was an imminent threat towards his life and his family's life, because normally there's intel.
Victoria.
Then I was under
what imminent threat? What imminent threat?
No, I'm saying if there was. I'm not saying there is.
So what? There's an imminent threat to everybody.
I'm saying if there was, it would be understandable.
No, why is it understandable? Okay, explain to me why is it understandable?
Because it doesn't matter that so he's not a working royal, and that is fine, but he is still of royal blood, and it will still impact the royal family.
So why? How would it impact the royal family? How would it impact the royal family?
Because it makes them vulnerable, doesn't it? If you can take one of them out, if you can take a prince out, then you can take the king out.
They can take the prince out anywhere. Presidents with full security have gotten killed. Anybody who wants to kill you, they will kill you. Now, Harry has made himself hated through his action. He has made himself more of a target through his actions.
Well,
we're not fighting, Casabel. We're not fighting. We talk like this. He has made. You're saying, what if there's a new threat? Why is there a new threat? You have to understand that, because he's making himself a target. He just right now in the United States, he alienated half the nation by mocking their president, by interfering in politics, trying to foster censorship. Yes. So, but he's making himself that, Victoria. He's making himself a target with his actions. So he's a grown-ass man. He has top of the line security.
But Paula, he doesn't deserve to die. That is the only thing.
Who's saying that he does? Nobody does. No. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die, but nobody deserves to pay for his mistakes.
And I don't agree that he should be paid for, because he's not a working royal. However, there is a balance here because if
But
there
he
was
has security, Victoria. He
does.
has security. He has very expensive security. But Charles doesn't want to keep on paying the $3 million that is costing him
No.
to pay for Harry's
But,
security.
hold on. The king now, he's a billionaire. He's our first billionaire, right? Imagine that. He's a billionaire and the rest of us are all struggling trying to find food. He's a billionaire now. Why does he not pay out of his own money and just keep all this quiet, stop it all going, kicking off all the time, keep Harry quiet and just pay for his security out of his own cash?
And by the way, Victoria, he gets a fresh review every time he wants to come to the United Kingdom. And every time they do a review, they said, you don't really need armed security, which is a blow to his ego. Yes. And he wants that full convoy, which is insane because
I think that's more about his ego than it is about.
And this is the thing. When he was a working royal, he didn't have a full convoy. He had one bodyguard with him.
Yeah.
Just like Princess Catherine and the kids. You know that there's one bodyguard for the 3 kids there? And Prince William only has one bodyguard. The only time they get a full convoy is when they go on official visits. But other than that, they could be whizzing by and you wouldn't even know they have bodyguards. But Harry wants that full convoy now when he's no longer a working royal, when he never got it to begin with, when he was a working royal and he wasn't on official duties.
I think you're right. And you know what, Casabear, as well, I agree with both of you. I don't think now the king, we know the king is a billionaire. Should anyone be getting that sort of level of protection? They should pay for it themselves. It should all be privately done. Should have ex-military doing it, pay for them like the celebs do out in Hollywood. They pay ex-military to be their bodyguards and they do a really good job.
You know that Harry's bodyguards are his former Royal Police Protection officers. And not only that, they have access to Scotland Yard. When they come, part of their job is to coordinate with the law enforcement on the ground and say, this person is coming. Can you please let us know if everything is okay? Yeah. Now, Harry does get that, but he has to give them 28 days notice with his schedule. There's a reason for that, guys, because I worked in that. This is my wheelhouse. The reason why they need that is because what they do. Okay, if Harry says he's going to go to the Well Child Awards in this location, then the police usually, at the very least, they stalk the place, they case the joint for at least 2 weeks. And they do that to see what their normal movements are, to see if everything is okay. And then if they see something out of the ordinary, because, it's like even an area, it has a rhythm to it. It has regular, it has a routine. You would see people come in routinely. So they study the routine of the place. If there's something that is not out of routine, but in order to do that, you need at least 2 weeks to see how the whole area works,
Yeah. So you have to kind of suss it out, angles and everything like that.
Yeah. So, and this is why royal visits are scheduled months in advance.
Yes.
And for example, and do you think that they go and they usually rent out places where the place is going to be so they can investigate the whole day and night to see if there's anything different, and they see the movements that are going around the area. So that's what they do, because they need to case the joint. They need to see, and this is why they're asking for him to do that. But Harry doesn't want to give his schedule.
Well, Harry's just being very kind of stubborn, awkward.
And the king has just enabled, because there's only one way. The Home Secretary said, fuck it. Forget what the judges said. Forget that the judges said that Radek did their job, that Radek knows how to do their job. And Radek has said he doesn't need any security review, because we check every time he comes. If he gives us the time, we'll check what kind of security he needs, and we will help him out if need be. But Charles has instructed, using his royal prerogative, and told the Home Secretary, do this and that. Ignore what the judges said, ignore what Radek is saying, and just order them, because this was an order. Radek has already answered that he doesn't need it. And not only that, Harry is a private citizen. He's a private citizen, Victoria, and this sets a bad precedent, because then anybody can say, you know what, Hugh Grant? I am a public person. Can you please do a security
Oh,
review, because I'm a
yeah.
private person. I'm a
Do
public person.
you see what it is these laws are very archaic and they've never been
There's no
challenged
laws.
before.
This has never been done. There's no laws for that.
No, but nobody, no, when the Queen used to ask for this before, there was never any resilience towards it. They never questioned it. She would get whatever she asked for. There needs to be,
But no. The Queen never did that.
she
The Queen
did.
never did that. With Beatrice and Eugenie, the Queen went by what Ravick said. I remember, because the Duke of York, the former Duke of York, really was angry that they just decided to remove it. And Ravick said, I'm sorry, but they don't need the security at all. Like, they're not working royals. This is like, and Harry's gone, well, former heads of state. Is Harry really comparing himself to former heads of state? He was never a head of state. He was a representative. And by the way, the only royal who actually was almost kidnapped once at gunpoint and was shot at was Princess Anne. And she goes around without any security.
Yeah, that was the last time that happened. That was the last time there was a threat to a royal. And, we haven't really, there is no intelligence for them to be in the firing line at the minute. I mean, there's no kind of plans at our end, as far as I'm aware, for them to be taken down. But let's move on to the
yacht thing.
We did the yacht thing, didn't we? I wanted to talk about the Corbett.
Yeah, hopefully people go watch my latest video. Hopefully you'll get to see the pictures there.
Yes,
before YouTube takes it down.
They're brilliant. Her videos are amazing. She always brings the tea. But what I wanted to ask you about is, what was your reaction to him being on the Corbett show the other day, and his behavior, and his, like, he's trying to be a comedian. How did you find that? Because it was a bit.
Well, at first, I'm shocked that nobody called him racist, because he was mocking a black woman, which is Allison. She is the black presenter.
Oh, Alison Hammond.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that racist to do a voiceover of a black person?
That's what he was doing. He was mocking Alison Hammond.
Can't we all do voiceovers of anyone with a voice? Is that
no?
Racist?
Can you imagine? Okay, I'm going to put it the other way. Can you imagine if a white person had done that and imitated Meghan Markle like that? Then we would not hear the end of it. And then we have Harry, who's the only royal officially branded a racist, with his racist allegations, how he was his racial slurs against his own soldiers, colleagues, or, that were with him. The only guy who wore a Nazi uniform, and still another wanker who thought of blaming something. And it's insane. It's insane. He's the only royal racist on record, really. And yet he goes and thinks of actually mocking a black female from Birmingham, a presenter. Why didn't he mock a white presenter, or Piers Morgan, or anybody like that?
But it wasn't it a skit about a prince anyway? So it was relative to the point.
No, it looks bad. It looks bad. I'm just saying. Meghan Markle threw a fit, because the only article that came out was Prince Harry dating somebody from almost out of Compton. And by the way, my sources tell me that Meghan Markle asked for that article to be written, because nobody wrote anything about her after Camilla Tominey disclosed that Harry was dating Meghan in October 31st, 2016. And then Meghan waited for almost a whole week to see if anybody would pick on it, and she would be chased by the paps. And nobody did. So she apparently had it leaked that Harry was, and she wanted it to be racial. And this is why. And then Harry goes on November 8th and said, "Oh, leave my girlfriend alone. You're being racist." Stupid guy.
But I don't know. I mean, it depends if you want to take it in that context or not. I think people get very offended very easily these days. I mean,
Meghan does. Meghan does. What I'm saying, if anybody had done that skit, a white man had done that skit imitating Meghan, mocking her, you would hear the entire world wide saying, "Oh my God, racist." Did you see that stupid woman who said that the Buckingham Palace was looking mighty white? And here she is with her black ass and kissing William's white ass, receiving an OBE.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's the woman?
I'll show I'll show her to you.
I think everything's done with. It depends on how you do things. It's if you do something with a certain intent, it's different. I think there has to be a good intent.
Harry did it with the intent of mocking. Harry's an idiot. I'm sharing something with you.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah.
Her name is Adoya Ando. Actor was made a member of the Order of the British Empire during coronation. She commented the balcony was terribly white, but was so but was so happy with having an honor from the same establishment. Most of the race warriors are actually hypocrite opportunists. So I wrote here, this woman has no shame. After making disrespectful racist comments about the royal family, look at her black ass now kissing Prince William's white one.
You're funny. You're hilarious. I'll tell you that much. The shock that the shot I've just removed your accident.
Yeah, Debbie Campbell, that's right. The Compton article came out of the U.S. sources. Absolutely. That was Rachel Meghan Markle.
Listen, I just think we're all just kind of getting a little bit too offended a little bit too easily now. I think
I'm not offended, but Meghan is. I'm just asking you. Okay, I'm asking you logically, Victoria.
Yes, talk to me.
If another white man had sat there and mocked Meghan Markle's accent and way of being, you know very well that she would have made sure that she was crying racism to everybody in the world. And you would have the entire press. How dare they mock the Duchess? You know, this is the racist undertones, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I have noticed, and I'll play this how it is. When I put stuff out on TikTok, I put shorts out on TikTok of our YouTube lives. A lot of people comment like, "Oh, you're a white person, you can't comment on Meghan." But this isn't about color. This is about character, and I don't understand why I can't have an opinion on something that to me is valid. I haven't got one racist bone in my body. I have mixed children. I mean, I've got nieces that are Jamaican as well, guys, by the way. So it's not.
But this is the thing. You shouldn't have to preface with that. You shouldn't have to say, "Oh, but I have black." Why should you have to preface or do anything like that?
No. But it's just weird that I get that feedback online, and I do find it's like, why can't we have a conversation without color being involved? I don't really understand that. I don't think
Meghan is a skank. Meghan is truly a skank. Skank knows no color. Is colorblind. Stupidity is colorblind. You know. But Thomas Markle Jr. could have perfectly declined, but the hospital didn't give him that choice because clearly the hospital colluded with the embassy to just come and because how did those two people get there? They must have known where he was, the room number and everything.
Yes.
And I only go by what Carolyn Griffith Graham had to say. She said that two people from the embassy showed up in the hotel room. And unfortunately, Thomas Markle Jr. didn't know that he could say no. You can't. My father is under perfect medical care. I am his family. My other sister, I know that. And she's on record saying that she wants nothing to do with my father, that she has no father.
It's difficult when you're in this predicament, though, because I think when you have a loved one in hospital or you're going through the motions, you're not really thinking clearly. So he's not really in a clear headspace at the minute. If he is,
no. Thomas Markle Jr. is right on one thing. Meghan Markle wants to exploit the situation with cash. And I know from very, very good sources that she's securing a very lucrative deal, but Harry's refusing to go along with her because he doesn't want to meet Mr. Markle. He's already separated from this woman. Harry spends most of his time in New York. He doesn't even spend time with Meghan Markle. This is why nobody sees them around. Did you know that all the neighbors are on record saying we never see them? We never see Harry here.
So, I mean, then they're fragmenting off into different sort of into different worlds. Then, right? So, if Harry, I mean, I keep seeing videos. The marriage is on the rocks. It's nearly all over.
The marriage is not on the rocks. That marriage is over. Harry is just being stubborn because he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to admit that people told him so. It's the arrogance that always gets these people. It's the arrogance that always, I like this nail color. It's the arrogance that always gets these people.
What time is it over there?
It is almost 6 p.m. So in Toronto.
I love your tree, and you're looking very healthy and radiant. How you getting on over there? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know why I'm here.
I know.
So.
But I think I'm going to have to come on your channel, aren't I, next?
Oh yes, please, please, please.
Uh,
But it's insane. I'm shocked. This is insane that the mainstream media knows that Meghan Markle was with Epstein, especially now with the scandal with Sophia. Sorry, that came out. Because so, you
yeah,
know what Sophia said? Sophia from Sweden. You know what she said?
yeah.
Because when Meghan Markle and Harry did the Mexican thing, she criticized Meghan. She said, we're not gonna do that because she's not stupid. She knows that if she leaves the comfort, the umbrella of the Swedish royal family, these documents would have been out there much sooner. Because by the way, the British royal family, the Swedish royal family, and the Norwegian royal family know about Mette Marit, Sophia, and Rachel Meghan Markle. They have all the files.
Yeah. Well, they're all interconnected. They're all entwined. I do think. I mean, we kind of know she's got a lot of history with this lot, especially from the Soho House. I've done a lot of research on the Soho House. It's quite shocking the depths of depravity.
Oh, it's gonna get worse right now. It's gonna get worse right now.
Yeah.
Because I found out why Meghan got that little. I found out
little pop-up shop that she got.
No. Oh. Remember that she was with Ashton Kutcher? This movie, and she sat right next to him. I found out why she got it, and now Ashton Kutcher and Ron Burkle, because you see, Soho House went public, so right now Ashton Kutcher with Ron Burkle are putting money and raising funds to make it private again. If they make Soho House and the Empire of Soho House private, they are less susceptible to scrutiny. They don't have to make their accounts public. The government can interfere. It's going to be like.
Well, that is very intriguing. You're going to have to give me some more info on that.
Well, it's right here. I have the article. I'm actually going to do a video on it.
Because I wanted to, there's a lot of connections with Ashton Kutcher with P. Diddy, and I'm really interested in the Diddy stuff, as you guys know. And I watched the documentary on the Diddy with 50 Cent, brilliant. And I called a lot of that stuff, by the way. If you look at my old lives, it was all there. I could have done the documentary myself and be a millionaire by now.
Which one?
The Diddy stuff. The documentary that's on The Reckoning, 50 Cent. Have you not seen it? Watch it.
Oh, you know what? I gotta tell you,
You're not into the rap game. You're not into it. I
love it. I have tried to watch it, but it's so boring.
Oh no, this is my cup of tea. This is what
no,
gets
it's boring the way he did it. He could have done it in a way that was really that he was really exciting, but it's just basically a bunch of footage.
Oh no, well I don't know, because I've got a lot of affiliation with like that era, because I grew up on the old Pack and
So did
Biggie.
I. But I'm not saying no, but he could have done it in a different way to make it more interesting. I've tried to watch it and I fall asleep.
Oh dear. Oh Paula, we're gonna have to get you excited for it. Casabear's put, Victoria sent me a funny wipe one time. Yes, I did. And you had the freshest funny in Glasgow. You did indeed, Casa. It was lovely, wasn't it? I might do another competition again, actually. That'll be fun, won't it? But yeah, so I think that oh, she's gone. Oh, she's disappeared. Never mind. I don't know where she's gone. Internet must have gone. We were going to wrap it up anyway. But guys, if you want to press the hype button for me, I think that works. I think that might push the algorithm, if you don't mind. Please comment, please like, because my algorithm's gone all funny because of me coming in and out of YouTube. I know it's my own fault, but help a girl out. And I think we're going to do, actually tomorrow night, I'm going to do a live with Heather, and it's about the new documentary that both Harry and Meghan are bringing out. It's about cookies. Imagine that. It's very, very weird, but I've got all the information on it. So we're going to go live, I think tomorrow at 8 p.m. And yes, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and thank you for all joining. You've been great in the side chat, all very funny. Love your comments, guys, and thanks again for coming back. Appreciate it. Mwah. Bye-bye.